British people have spoken, and the answer is we're out.
The message from voters seemed clear.
Brexit means Brexit, and we're going to make a success of it.
But after numerous trips to Brussels and showdowns with the cabinet, nearly 1,000 days on, there's deadlock and division. Has Brexit proved too much for our political system?
Hello.
I sat down with 3 experts to get their take.
It's the most difficult issue for Parliament to resolve because for the first time ever in our constitutional history, MPs are being asked to enact something they do not believe in. The vast majority of MPs were for Remain, the majority in the Cabinet voted Remain, but the British people voted to leave, so you have a clash between the sovereignty of Parliament and the sovereignty of the people.
Theresa May hoped by calling an early general election in 2017 to strengthen her hand with Brussels. But it was a gamble that went badly wrong, and she now leads a minority government. Her political weakness is part of the current impasse.
Both parties are very split on this issue. The cabinet is split. It's taken a long time to try and make decisions on what sort of leave do we want. And the government lost its majority. And our system is set up on the assumption that we have strong majorities, governments that can get their business through Parliament, and this government can't.
And the process has shown a country split, with the traditional left-right division reconfigured as Leave and Remain. Polls show that attitudes have, if anything, hardened over time.
The real problem we face is that public opinion has polarised in the wake of this process. The 2 most popular options are either to leave without a deal or to hold another referendum in the expectation we will vote to remain. Both our politicians have been trying to seek the middle ground, but the problem is on Brexit, the middle ground is very thinly populated.
Can I ask you to step back from all of this and consider this moment and sort of rank it, really, in terms of crises? What level of crisis has this been?
It's the most deeply divisive issue in British politics since the disputes about foreign policy in the 1930s, about how to deal with the dictators. But just as we overcame those to find ourselves united during the war, there's not going to be a war, but I think we can find ourselves equally united once this issue is finally settled.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, governments being unable to make a decision is not necessarily a problem. We usually just say, well, OK, we'll just preserve with the status quo until we can make a decision. The difficulty, of course, with this issue is that the clock is ticking, and by the 29th of March, we do have to make a decision.
I think if we're going to make any progress, we actually have to move to a position where politicians start confronting people with the very real choices and being prepared themselves to say that they are making those choices and why they're making them, and hope that can rebuild a degree of public trust.